Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, and this is the third episode of my Supercoach 2012 preview series. First of all, I'd just like to apologize to everyone for late seeing this.
I've had a lot of stuff in my past 2 weeks, and I really haven't had a chance to record or do anything like that. So I'd like to apologize to everyone for that. But um, yeah, I've got some time now, so I can do it now. And this third preview video, both the rock and the wood at the same time. Yeah, and at the end I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing throughout the year. So yeah, here goes. Start with the Rucks. Sorry. Um, for your lock players, you've really got sort of there's a range of them, but I'll just go through them quickly. Got Dean Cox averaged 122 last year. You got Goldstein who averaged 113 last year. You have Mumford who averaged 112 last year. You got Aaron Sandlands who averaged 110 last year. Leuenberger 102, McAvoy 101, and Nat Nui who averaged 93. But he's going to have a much better season this year. Don't worry about that. For those, probably say you're looking at Leuenberger and Leuenberger, McAvoy, and Mumford as your top three. I simply say that because they're not going to get points stolen. And what that means is, for those who don't know, is that, say for example, take a Goldstein, he's going to get points taken off him or stolen from McIntosh, and same with Cox and that Nui. So I'm not discounting that they're going to be terrible players. They'll be very good players, but I'd say for bet for your premium and for your lock one is one of those guys that only have themselves sort of there's no real rock competition at the club. So as I said, McAvoy, and Now that the players to watch and they slash value picks, because they're really sort of the same sort of thing. Anyhow, you got Sam Jacobs. He just dips out, just misses out on that lock category, but he should have a good season. He's got no one. He's basically unopposed at Adelaide, so he should have a good season. Going down the list here, you have got Darren Jolly. If he's fit, could be a good. You could if you could go with him or someone like, for example, Zach Smith or Cruiser. Cruiser is very cheap and has had, I'm pretty sure he's had a pretty good pre-season, so you could definitely look at him. As we go down this list, you got David Hale, who I'll talk about a bit later actually in the forward. Got Trent West from Geelong. He is probably going to take over number one ruck role. Got Hamish McIntosh from North Melbourne. You got Ivan Marriott from the Tigers, and look out for him because he's had a good pre-season. So yeah, look at him as one of the options for you. That's really about it because there's not that much else. But out of all those, I'd probably be more inclined to say go with a marriage or maybe I'll go with marriage because Macintosh and what do you have to take on my I'd probably go marriage. I don't have marriage in my side at the moment, but look, he's definitely a good option for you. As far as the rookies go, there isn't that much really, but I'll mention there's about three of them. You have Brock McCauley from Hawthorn, who's an ex-Brisbane Lions player. He's a 231,000, but he's a lot more expensive than the next two of these guys. But he could possibly get into that ruck role because both Bailey and Bailey and also so yeah, he would look much out for him. James Seller from Melbourne probably going to provide a good backup for Jamar. But the next two, everyone should have in their team, and I'd say that those first two just stay away from because you can get more value. I only say them because if you have a bit more capital, probably upgrade to them. But these are the two that you really want to start with in the team. John Giles from GWS and Owen Stevenson from Geelong. Don't expect any of them to score in the hundreds, but they're going to give you a solid output at the year. And another pick, you could toss up between Giles Stevenson and also Uncle Jared Redden from Port Adelaide, who's had a good preseason. So two of those three, they can even have three of those three in your side and have maybe Giles start in the field. But to you, really, it's about it for the Rocks because there's not that much to talk about, really. It's quite a small category. Yeah, so now I'll just move on to the forwards. And the forwards are second most important position on the ground because they're the second highest scoring on the ground. Your locks, everyone should have Buddy Franklin in their team. If you don't, you're quite stupid. Yeah, because he averaged 110 last year, and he is going to go ahead and have more bitch good time, which is always very, very good. Brother locks player, you got Adam Woods, as usual. Nathan Fife from Freo. They and Justin Martin from Richmond, just get him in your team because he's going to have an absolute gun of a season this year. Yeah, that's about it for the locks because really they're the only lock players which you should be having in your team. Players to watch.
And there's a long list because there's a lot of them. You got guys like Pavlich, Harvey, Brett Harvey, Dane Beams, Travis Cloak, Drew Petrie, all of those sort of at least, or at least Cloak and Petrie are going to be solid forwards. So you want to be looking at putting in mid forwards into your team. Really, guys like Jordan Lewis, Robbie Gray, um, Mitch Robinson, Rucks, Liam, guys like those who are mid to push up into the midfield and get a lot of touches and get a lot of points. But if you want strictly forwards that are good scoring, you got sort of like Josh Kennedy. He's a good scorer. Hurley could have a breakout year in the sense he averaged 84 last year, which is actually pretty good. And you've also got guys like Nahas and Monfrey, not Monfrey, and Sidebottom, who are good options for you as well. Going down this list as well, Andrew Walker, Jack Rewalt, Patrick Dangerfield. Just really watch out for Patrick Dangerfield because he could have a good season this year. And as I said, David Hale kicked 6 in the practice match a couple of weeks ago, I believe. So, he could probably take over that one ruck role at Hawthorn. And really, he's a forward as well, so you can put him in your forward line in your ruck, doesn't really matter. Going down the list here, you've got players like Tyrone Vickery, Hayden Ballantyne, Tom Hawkins, who could have a good season last year on the back of a good final series last year. Go down, guys like Uh, Al Christensen is a good bet for you. He's apparently primed to have a breakout season. And also Luke Dahlhaus is also primed to have a breakout season, as well as um, Alex Fasolo and Jeremy Howe, because Fasolo could probably take over that role that Andrew Cracker played last year. So, and Jeremy Howe's been ripping it up in preseason training, and also you get guys like Sam Reed, Clancy Pierce from Freo has been a real bolter in the preseason. He's had a good preseason. Adam Merrick and Brad Miller from the Tigers. There's some pretty good picks for it. And then you have also got
far as value goes, you got Matthew Bate, who's had a good pre-season. Gary Rowan has had a good pre-season. John Butcher, who had a great end of last year when he played. Tom Lynch from Adelaide, maybe. He's one you could certainly look at least. And also Jason Portlesia, who is very cheap at 229,000, coming up a shoulder reconstruction. A bit risky, very risky, but he got up to average of something like 80 something a couple of seasons ago, a few seasons ago. So he's worth it. I think he's worth the risk. I've got him in my team. And you know, he played really well against the Pies, kicked 4 goals, and played well against them. So he's got some good signs about him. And then there's also guys like Stephen Motlop, Shannon Burns from Geelong, who probably could slot in there, but I'd probably get for pleasure. So yeah, now moving on to the and there's a little bit of them. Let's quickly go through this. Got Josh Mellington, 170,000 from Freo, who's had a good preseason. Jamie Cripps from St Kilda. Devon Smith is one to definitely watch from WS, as well as guys like
Tomlinson, Jerry Carey, Taylor Adams, Reese Kuyu. They're guys you should actually be having a look at. Also, Darren Pfeiffer from Port Adelaide. Ahmed Saad from St Kilda is a good option for ya. Brad Dick will be definitely a good downgrade option during the year because when you actually think about it, if he gets in these knee troubles, he's quite a good player and could average anywhere between 75 to 85. So yeah, again, going down the list I've got here, you have people like Curtly Hampton from GWS, and also I want to talk to you guys about a couple more players. Aaron Law from GWS as well. Tommy Walsh from Sydney, maybe. Jarek Whedon from West Coast, you should be having a look at. And there's one, the next player I'm going to talk about is, he won't be back until at least round 4, so look at him as a downgrade option at round 4. But Dane Zorko, fantastic player, and it's actually the same with Shield. If Shield plays, so even though Shield's a midfielder, Dylan Shield has had a lot of injury worries that caused a lot of people to take him out of their team. If he plays, you need to put him back in your team because he averaged like 124 last year, and he's just absolutely done. And same with Zorko. If he plays first round or when he plays, put him in your team because they're both guns. And I'd just like to do a little bit more on the on the on the um, on the midfielders when I'm done this because there are some more midfielders who've just emerged from nowhere, really. And it's like the same with Devon Smith. He really came from nowhere. So you need to put him in your team, I'd say. And also, there's finishing up on these forwards. Aaron Hall from GWS, Nick Hayne. No, sorry, not Nick Hayne, but you could have him in your team maybe because he might get a game at Carlton. Sam Perridge from Adelaide is one to watch for ya, and that is about it. I think that's about it. So look, oh sorry, there's Corey Deloyer, something like that from Essendon. He's had a good preseason, so maybe look out for him. Yeah, so that's about it for the forward. A bit rushed, and as I said, now I'm just going to go back onto the midfielders and just have a look at those rookies, the ones that you're meant to be watching. So, I'm not sure who I mentioned. I can't really remember. I'm going to mention all the players I think you should be getting in your team again. And also, just remember that I've got to do the players to avoid for the forwards, and I forgot to do it for the ruck because there really isn't that much to say. But I'll
do that as well. But I want to do this one quickly because I want to get this one out of the way. All right, Ryan Harwood from Brisbane Lions. From the Brisbane Lions, Luke Parker from Sydney, John McCarthy from Port Adelaide, Sean Antley from North Melbourne, Derek Milne from North Melbourne, Kane Lucas and Josh Caddy are two you really need to have a look at. They've had excellent preseasons. Okay, and here we go. Here's the big guns. I got Stephen Canelio, John Tyson, Will Hoskin Elliott, Kobe Stevens, Steve Clifton, Chad Wingard, Simon Hogan, as I said, Clifton, Clay Smith. Go down here. Anthony Miles from the University as a good preseason. Yeah, John Sheila, as I just mentioned, put him in your team if he plays round one. Definitely put him in your team as soon as he starts playing. As I mentioned with Zorko in the forwards. Then you also have some guys like Elliot Kavanagh, as I said, James McDonald, Tom Mitchell, and have a look at this. Lockie Neal is expected to return round two, but put him in round two because he's actually a really good player from Freo. And that's about it. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention James Magna. I need to put him in. He's an absolute gun. And I know it says he's injured, but it says that he's expected to return round one. So yeah, that's that one out of the way. Now I'll go back onto the players to avoid. This is not very organised at all. I'm sorry about that. But players to avoid. Firstly for the Rucks, not really that many, but Brent Renoff from Port Adelaide would avoid him. Then you got guys like Vardy, who I think is out for the season. Yeah, he's out. I reckon he's out for the season. Max Gorn also out for the season. Really, anyone that's out for the season, you have to avoid really. Tom Beltramers from Essendon simply because of the fact that there's a lot of competition in Essendon and don't think that he will be getting the game. Same with Cameron Wood from Collingwood, and also same with Angus Graham from Richmond. I don't think they'll be getting a game. And that's about it. Also, Will Minson, because he's in now the team, and you really can't trust him. I know he had a good preseason game, but I don't put him in. Dean Brogan, his age is the only factor. So it's been Hudson age is a factor, big factor. And that's about it for the Rucks. And quickly on to forward. You probably already know this, but Michael Crowder put him in out for the season. I
People and probably burn you again. So do not put him in. Put him in your prayer really. He ran people quite quickly. Colin Sylvia has the talent, but just gets either injured or he's suspended or he's out of the team or whatever. So would advise you stay away from him. As you all know, Andy Cracker, don't put him in the side because he is out for the season. Liam Jarrah, put him in the new team because he ain't going to play that many games. I don't think he'll play that many games. Jonathan Brown is a risk. You could put him in, and he's expected to return round three, so maybe put him in at round three if you really want to because he's cheap, but he's a really risk because of the injuries that he can sustain. Chad Corns is a risk because of age. Satano Halpin, I would advise you stay away from him. Going down this list here, Justin Kaczynski, stay away from. I put him in my team like a couple of years ago, and because he's really cheap or something like that, and he averaged like 40. So just don't put him in your team. Jake King won't play the first 3 rounds, first 2 rounds. Yeah, so
so don't give me a team unless until round 2 at least. Daniel Menzel won't be playing until round 10 apparently, so he's a good downgrade option. He'll be a very good downgrade option for you. Alan Didak, I'd avoid. Highly recommend you to avoid him. In this list, Lucky Hansen from North Melbourne. Even though I go for North Melbourne, I don't think he's that good of a player, so I wouldn't put him in. Owen Davey played 13 games, averaged 50 last year, so risky. Same with Jason Winderlich, because the fact that he can get injured so easily is just
I wouldn't put him on. He's just too risky for as far as injury goes. That's is about it. Jesse White from Sydney. Don't put him in at all. Yeah, don't put him in. So I'm not very organised because it just as a sort of spur of the moment thing. And Jonathan Patton, I would not put him in. The same with Charlie Dixon. Would not put them in until they're really out of the season in the game. And so Dixon another season in the game, maybe for Patton. Yeah, I'd probably say for both of them another season in the game at least. So yeah, sorry, this is a bit disorganised. Just as I said, and the spur at the moment, and I'm sorry this has gone a bit too long. As I said, during the year, I'm planning on doing a weekly show on Friday, or maybe Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. And just giving you guys, maybe now I need to do a Thursday or Friday to give you guys. Actually, I think Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Because that's when the teams get released. So yeah, Thursday I'll do it. To give you guys like the ins and outs and who's putting a team, who's take out your team because they're injured, and whatever, and give you all the ins and outs of every single team. And yeah, maybe that can help you, and hopefully this video has helped you. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. If you have a question or you want me to look at your team or anything like that, please feel free to either put it in the comment or send me a message because I will reply to all of them. And I said, make sure you subscribe if you like this video. Don't be afraid to ask a question or send me a team because I will have a look at it and give you feedback. And I'll see you next time. And I'm hoping that will be in a couple of days. I'll probably be putting out another video in a couple of days. With my team actually, yeah, I'll probably put out a video with my team and explain why I've put everyone in there and explain why you should have anyone that's in my team in your team. If that makes sense. Yeah. So see you all next time.